Chapter 7. What Revan Values. Monday, February 12, 2024. Alejandra's energy was revitalized over the weekend, eager to return to school on Monday. The weekend was peaceful, and her friend was okay. Ivory's calls have become less frequent, which sent a red flag to Karina. "I'm off to work." Revan made his way towards the door, his footsteps echoing against the floor. "Revan, do you mind if you give me a few bucks for lunch?" Her voice carrying a hint of hesitation. "Paying bills this week has left me short." Karina observed the crease in his forehead when he pulled out his cell phone. I'm a little low on cash, but I can send you a 10? His eyes meet hers for a moment. "Yeah, sure, thanks. I will give it back to you on Friday." Her voice, laced with a subtle tinge of disappointment. Oblivious to her pain, Revan sent her the money and left. Karina felt her stomach turn as she read the money received from the notification on her phone. She pushed past the sickening feeling and focused on her daughter. "Ready, little princess?" "Yes, mommy." Alejandra hopped off of her seat and grabbed her backpack. "Let's go." Karina extends her hand as they left the house. The pain of Revan's attitude towards her lingered. Alejandra's the easiest part of her morning. She took pleasure in creating herbal supplements and collaborating with colleagues. The tension between her and her boss was obvious. Karina focused on workplace styles over the weekend. If it doesn't work, she must choose between cutting them or using a wig. She got out of her vehicle and went into the office building. Karina considers what lies ahead. Filled with uncertainty about whether today would be her last day, she proceeded towards the elevator. Deep in thought, she extended her hand to push the elevator button. She jumped when her hand accidentally touched someone else's. "Sorry, it was my fault." She looks up at a tall, handsome man. He had a reddish copper skin tone and brown eyes. His smile was intoxicating. Karina recognized him. Embarrassment shot through her. Hopefully, he didn't remember her. "You're fine." He gestures for her to enter the elevator. The doors open. Karina's skin glowed while she entered the elevator, bowing her head. He replicated the gesture for the woman next to him before entering the elevator. His gaze shifts towards Karina. "May I ask, what's your full name?" "Full name?" "Karina Love." "Oh, excuse me." She selected the top floor. "You work for Sage Leaf too?" His eyes brighten. "Yes, well, let's hope today isn't my last day." Her voice trails off. "Do you remember me?" His smile could melt an iceberg. Paulina stood by, simmering with jealousy as he flirted with Karina. "The restaurant." "Yes, from the restaurant. What are you doing here? Do both of you work for Sage Leaf?" Karina's eyes darted back and forth from Sage to Paulina. "Yeah, something like that. Why would this be your last day?" Sage captured a spark in Karina's eye. As she looked at him, he could see an orb float from her right eye to her left eye before resting on the space between her brows. This was a powerful sign. "I think the boss hates me." Karina attempted lightheadedness. Hate is a strong word. Sage aims to refocus on the conversation, but he is enthralled by her beauty. "He told me that my hair was unprofessional. I've had this hair since my mother." She stopped and folded her arms across her chest. "I don't know what to do." "Nonsense. And if you are not professional, well then neither am I." He reached around his back to pull his long, thick, braided ponytail to rest on his shoulders. "Well, he won't say anything to you. But me he can't stand." Karina slumps her shoulders. "You feel that way?" Sage tilted his head and looks at her. "You just kinda know when you look like me." Karina leaned against the wall. "All like me." Sage leaned against the wall opposite Karina. If we both make it to lunch without being fired for our hair, then I will buy you a drink. Corina locks eyes with Sage. How about this? If we make it to lunch, lunch will be on me. He placed his hand out for her to shake. Corina examines his hand and tilts her head, then shakes his hand. Deal. The company is okay, but upper management doesn't value people like you and me. Maybe you and I need to fix that. A glimmer of hope shot from his eyes. His entire being assured him he had found his wife. She reflects on her words. Corina felt remorse for the women standing beside him. Oh, sorry. I meant nothing. I agree with you. That's why. She was cut off when she noticed a stern look coming from her boss. I'm sorry. I didn't get your name. Corina steadied herself as the elevator stopped at the top floor. The elevator doors opened with a bell sound. She grappled to make sense of the unfolding chaos. Corina heard Brennan calling her name and asking her coworkers if they had seen her. She looked back at the man. Looks like I won't even make it to the morning meeting. Nice meeting you. She exited the elevator. Just got here and you can't fire him just yet. And she seems like a sweet girl. But we don't know the entire story of why he wants her gone. Paulina pulls him back from following close behind Corina. Let's go. Sage left the elevator with a confident stride.